Hello, Sharon from Be Divine Vintage, coming to you today with another instalment of our journal journey. I've not posted for a week or so because I've been busy on holiday, busy relaxing, busy getting my creative juices going up on the Isle of Arran in Scotland, reconnecting with nature. Had a fabulous time. If you remember, I'm going to give this journal away when I get to 100 subscribers. It'll be this journal with some ephemera or some vintage laces. So this journal cover, of which I will link below how I made that, I've done it in pinks. Here it is, and I've stuck glued a flat back, now the glass cabochons, flat back glass cabochons onto each corner. I've decorated a twig. This is one I collected in Scotland. It still has the moss on it there. I thought that was really pretty. And the twigs were inspired by this picture I got from Pinterest. So I'm going to make a decorative twig in a minute so I can show you what I did. I collected lots of twigs on my walks. I couldn't collect any feathers, which I was sad about because of bird flu, so we weren't allowed to collect feathers. But these are some of the twigs that I've decided to decorate. So this one is pretty with the moss and the lichen on it. This one is actually off the beach. And then this one is one that I have that's got eucalyptus leaves on it. Just thought they were interesting, so I will decorate one of those to show you how I did this one. So the actual book itself, so we're going to do the twig demonstration. The actual book itself, I have done some more bits and pieces inside. Let's just have a little look through. You've seen all of these. I have put some of this pink vintage ribbon on the edge as well. We already had the sage and the gold on, so I've put some pink. Now I made this tag page, so it's a page of the book that's been turned into 4 tags. I'm going to show you how I did that, and then in the middle of the where the 2 signatures meet there, I've stuck some butterflies just to add a decorative touch, and that's the back of these tags. I'm going to show you how I've done that. What else have I done? I've not done a lot actually. This little pocket here that we did last time, I put some ephemera in. I put this pretty rabbit, and these are from my Porch Prints papers. I put the links to the papers I've used in the comments below. That I've just fastened into there with one of these shiny clips. I put some lace down the middle of this signature so that you don't just see the pink there. I have put a snippet roll along the side of this pocket there so I can tuck something in that. Fastened in my bookmark belly band, which I think looks rather pretty. So to stop it from moving around for now, I've put one of these pink clips at the top there. I think that's all I've done. No, I did do a centre of a signature. I've started somewhere. Let me just have a quick look. Looky, looky, looky. Where are you? When you want to find something, you never can. That's the middle of that one. That's the middle of that one. Oh, there we go. So I put one of these, I don't know what they're called. I'm sure that they have a name. One of these, stuck one of those in. it's corrugated, and I decided not to decorate it with any other papers because I thought it went just nice as it is. And I got those from, not from those, because that's a brooch. I got these off Etsy. I'm sure there is a die for these, but I don't have that die, so I bought some. And then these little cards are from my Porch Prints range, and I just decorated them with a decorative stitched edge. Right, so without further ado, let's get on. So I am first of all going to have a go at making our little owl. Oh, let me show you these flowers. So I've made some flowers. Let me see. So pretty. I have lots of these glimmer mists and mica mists and things, and I'm going to start to learn to make my own. However, using the ones I have, I mean, I do buy these flowers like from Hobbycraft, but actually they're not half as pretty as something like that you've made yourself. So what I did, I got some white, you know, just see where I've been dyeing, plain white paper flowers, and I got some, what's that called? It's like tissue paper but thicker. Those. And I sprayed them with the different glimmer mists. So I used Tim Holtz Distress Oxide spray, whoops, cracked a pistachio. I used this pink that I'd got from Mica Mist, pink one that I got from Turkish Rose, it's called. I got from Hobby Lobby, and I've two Lindy's sprays, but I don't know what they're called because I've decanted them into these other bottles because they keep clogging up. As much as I wash them and wipe them and what have you, I still managed to clog up my nozzles. So I basically sprayed each side of the flowers individually. I had them spread out like this. I sprayed them, turned them over and sprayed the back. I had them on kitchen roll, and I got this lovely effect. I'm so excited about this because that will be great for a decoupage to do some mixed media work with. And also from mopping up around my messy board, I got this too. I'll never throw anything away. So I basically sprayed them, then I put them together, glued them together like this. I might be now off screen then. Glued them together. Then in the middle I either put a little button or I put one of the glass cabochons. I got these little tiny glass cabochons. They're probably just under a centimetre from Etsy. eBay, I mean. Got them from eBay. I just put in glass cabochons. I'm sure you can get them on Etsy too. Just look how pretty those are. Really easy. Really, really easy. I found these as well in my stash. I don't know where I got these from, but there's some butterflies, a bee, a dragonfly, so I'm going to put them in my journal. Just use them for decorating. Right, the owl. Here we are. Let me get my two feathers. So I saw this on Pinterest. So I had a look through what I had and hadn't got, and I had some of these oval shapes, and I thought that's the start of an owl. So I made it slightly small, cut it slightly smaller, as you can see, and then I cut out sort of this semicircular shape to give me the ears shape of an owl. I then have used some of this Tim Holtz Distress Stain, and I just went over it like that to give it a bit of colour. Then it wasn't white, so I'm going to use this side because I thought that would be nice, the back side there for the tag. Might put some gesso on that. You can see where I drew originally to cut out this, but I did it upside down because my musical notes were the wrong way around. So let's quickly get started with this owl. So I saw the owl on Pinterest and thought, aha, I'm going to have a go at that. It's not as easy working with feathers as I thought it was. They tend to sort of fly everywhere. So let's just put these on. So these are obviously the ears. So I'm going to do my owl purple and white. So I've got some white feathers here. Just let me get my scissors because these are way too big for this. So I'm going to start off sort of going, let's put some glue over this. Yeah, I'm using the Beacon 3-in-1. So I'm going to start off by putting some under feathers on and then putting these feathers around. You could always this is where they start sticking to you now. I'll have feathers stuck to me forevermore. It's a bit long. Ooh, I love it. I do love owls. We have an owl sits where we live on the roof, house opposite, sits on the roof every night and hoots its merry night away. So I'm basically just covering this base with my feathers. I'm going to stick another one here. Got loads of these feathers. I wanted a couple for a project, ordered sort of feathers in a weight. Well, even the minimum weight of feathers is too many feathers. Let's just put a bit across the top there for his hair. Let's do that. So then I got, put up another. So then when I was spraying my flowers yesterday, when I was spraying these, I had these and they were roses, so I'd sprayed them as roses. Then I thought they would be grey eyes, so I squashed them down flat. Yeah, they were white roses, squashed down flat. Then I've edged in these glittery stickles, put the pink fake diamantes in the middle, and now I am going to put them on. Now if you sort of overlap the eyes, because you don't want them separate, because he would look a bit as though he had a serious eye problem, so sort of overlap them like that. Put some glue on the back. A bit glue heavy here, and put those on. Yay! Where you think the eyes should be. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Then for the beak, I'm going to use, I've got these stick-on hearts, but I'm actually just going to put a little bit of glue on that as well. And then, whoop, this is where I get it all over me. In between his eyes, I'll put that there as the beak. Yay, I love it. Just lift that up a bit. Push that under a bit. Get that beak. Don't want a wonky beak. There's the beak. So then I'm now going to put some wings. So let's just take this. Oh, I like those. So under the eye here, I am going to put those two feathers. Let's stick them down. How fun is this for a journal, enchanted garden journal? And under this eye, might gone a bit heavy on the old wings there, but behind this eye, nearly called it a high then, behind this eye, let's stick the others. Love it. Love, love, love. and when he's dry I am going to put that in the journal, and I will make it a tag. What do you think? What do you think? I think he's absolutely beautiful. And there on the back with a bit of gesso it can be used to write on. Oh, little enchanted owl. I just put them to one side to dry. Right, I'll just move my feathers. Right, decorative stick. I'm going to use the mossy covered stick to show you what I did. So I got some sari silk. This is from Perrin Yarns, based down in Cornwall. They are on Etsy. And what I did, I did cover up some of the moss, and I just wrapped my sari silk around like thus. Oh, I've got a little bit sticking up there which I don't want. Let's get the fabric scissors. I know these are my fabric scissors because they've got a ribbon tied around there. Right, so that's that. I'm going to put the tiniest bit of fabric tack on there, and then I used it's looking enchanted already. Then I used this, and this is from this is going to be stuck everywhere now. This is from, there's this, and I've got this darker one as well. This dark one, in fact I'm going to use this one. And they are what people use for felting. Look at that. That's sort of, it's greens, but it's got a copper, pinky copper running through it. So then I just wrapped, I got this at the charity shop, I just wrapped it around till I was happy with it. And I put on there tiniest, everything, I was sticking to everything now, the tiniest bit of glue, and then just went around. That is so pretty. It sort of finds its own way up as well. I then wrapped around it some of this gold on the one I did before, so I could put that on. I've got this as well, I thought was rather pretty. Yeah, I'll put some of this on. And the problem with this one is it frays away. I don't suppose that's a bad thing. If I cut it there, let's see, if I put that there, do I want the fray bit on the front? Yes, I think it looks rather nice. So let's just pop a bit of fabric tack. I put 3-in-1, which is virtually the same as fabric tack. That comes round there. Just hold that a second. Ooh. I'm going to do a Forest of Enchantment next, but I'm not going to do it stage by stage because I'm expecting it to take me a long time, maybe a year or so, because I want to do some I've got some mixed media work, etc. in it. So that was my next plan. And one picture I shared on Facebook, somebody suggested that the journal cover I'd made, this one, would be really good as though it was a magical forest and it had been wrapped in oilcloth and it had been dug up, and then there'd be all sorts of beautiful foresty things. So that is what I'm going to do next. So there's that. I like that. Now I have got some of this pearly pearl strip. Now, do I want a bit of this on? No, I think this is a slightly smaller twig, so I don't want that on there. I have got this. Oh yeah, I'm going to put that around. Let's just cut that off there. Then this is where everything you just end up pushing everything to one side and then end up with a huge big mess on your desk. I've got a candle burning that, as lovely as it is, just makes me cough all the time. So let's wrap that around. That is the front. Let's just wrap that around there. How pretty is that? We could use that then for putting on the front of a journal. We could make a dangle out of it for hanging on a journal. We could pop it in a pocket. But you know, let's think enchanted gardens, enchanted forests. This could be something that a fairy's picked up, the stick herself, and then bits and pieces she's found, sticks to me, on the forest floor. There we go. Bits and pieces she's found on the forest floor to make a pretty stick. Love that. Right. So, how am I doing for time? Let's just have a quick look. Okay, I think. Okay, so let's get this done. So, we're going to make this. We're going to make it on here. So, being organised, here is a piece of the paper I prepared earlier. So I am just going to glue that onto there with a glue stick. I maybe seem to be able to get Pritt sticks. I don't think my Hobbycraft sells such a big selection. When I watch American YouTubes, they're like, oh, and I got this from Hobby Lobby, I got this glue, I got this adhesive, I got this, that, this, all these sticks. Then I go to ours and there's Pritt, and sometimes there's a blue one, I can't remember what that's called. And that is it. Just stick that onto there. So like I say, I measured it earlier. I tore it. I didn't want to cut it. I like the jagged edges. So that gives me like a double thickness of paper. Now on this side, let me just measure. And it is, what I can remember, it's gonna be 16. So about every 4 centimetres, 8 centimetres, 12 centimetres, 4 centimetres, 8 centimetres, 12 centimetres. Then I just got my scissors. I'm just going to have to stand up for this bit, and I cut along at 4, 8, 12. Now I did realise that then these become quite delicate and can tear easily. So I then cut myself 4 pieces of ribbon. So I'll cut some of this pretty sari silk. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I glued these on as little strengtheners. I'm going to glue them this side. So I just glued probably 1, 2, you know, just to add some strength to the pages. I just stuck them in like this. stick down. Once you get a bit of glue on your fingers, you snookered, aren't you? Because everything wants to stick to you and not to what you're gluing. Let's just spread that one out a bit. I've just got a wooden skewer here just to help me. What I'll do when these bits are stuck and dry, I'll just add a bit more glue just to stick all the edges down. Talk about back to basics, amateurish. Stop sticking to me. I can hear you shouting out, do it properly. It's because I'm rushing to get this done. Right, so I will come back after and stick those down because I might even sort of put a butterfly in there as well or something. So we'll just leave that for now. Right, so then, oh dear, where's it gone? Here we go. I've got one of these amazing tag makers. So I literally find the middle, go down, find the middle, and push. And there we go. And if it doesn't all just come off at once, it'll just need trimming. 1, 2, I don't know, I've not got my little scissors. They're just in front of me. It's called lazy. 3. So this morning I went to the GP because I've been getting some pain in my kidney. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love our NHS. It's fantastic that we can just, you know, free treatment for all. So I rang my GP and I said, I've not been feeling well. I've been getting a lot of pain where my kidney is, my left kidney. So she said, right. So she did a urine check there and then. She said, come back Friday for bloods and I'll send you for an urgent scan as well. So I'm thinking, oh God, I'm glad my hubby's in the car. Go and get this urgent scan done. So I said, oh, where do I go? She said, oh, no, you'll get your appointment from the receptionist, will send you the information. So I said, when will that be? She said, when will the appointment be? She said, well, it's an urgent appointment. So she said it should be done within 2 to 3 weeks. 3 weeks of pain. I'm like, oh my lordy. Can I really put up with another? I'm going to have to glue these down because they're driving me mad, flapping around. 3 more weeks of pain. Anyway, the blood work should be done now. I should get that back early next. I'm having it Friday, so I should get that back early next week. In the meantime, painkillers, antiemetics, and take it easy. So to me, she didn't say take it easy. She said just do lots and lots more craft work. Right. I'm trying not to smooth it all down flat and what have you, because I actually do really like this shabby primitive feel. So that's that one. That's that one. That one. That one. can't flip it over yet because it needs to dry. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put in four of these. 1, 2, 3. As long as the shades are green, I'm not that bothered which shade. And I need my dropper now. Here it is. If you can get it out of the box. Take that safety catch off. Oh, I don't know. Oh, got it. Right. So let's just gently flip these over, and there you can see the page. I'm going to put in, you can see it there? I'm going to put these in. So I want the top underneath there and the base. Can't do them. I'll have to do it this way around. Can't work upside down, the right way up. I'm right-handed and that just does not work for me. Is this going to make it any better? Base. Nope. Top and the base we're in. We're in. And then this child lock has locked itself in. One. That's one done. All glued down beautifully. I am going to stick some butterflies down here on top of those. Here is another 2. So the base and the top. So my husband's gone to the supermarket anyway, doing the shopping. He said, you rest. So I said, oh, can I please do a bit of crafting while I rest? To which he said, yes, as long as you go to bed and rest after. I mean, you know, why? While I put the shopping away, and I'm thinking, no, I don't like being ill, but sometimes it can have its little advantages, can't it? I lost my yep, that's down alright. I lost my little horse thingamajig. A watch cull, as my Nana would call it. So I'm just going to, oh, I've just found it. No, I've lost it, and now I've found it again, and I've found the one I lost. Base. Whoa. It's like hook a duck. Did you ever play that game at the fair? You have to hook that duck. Anyway, there we go. Beautiful. And then, of course, we will have to have the obligatory inking of the edges. So I just quickly go around there and sort of do 2 sides at once, because I do not believe in making work for myself at all. If I don't need to do. So to save you watching me tie all my bits and pieces, all my ribbons through here, I am just going to do one to show you how I get them through. I just go like that, and I am going to just tie it. Oh, in fact, I'll just do them all then, because it just just will look really, really pretty. That's one. Might as well see the finished product. If you've any questions on anything I'm doing, just hit the button below. Remember to hit the subscribe button, because that will allow you entry into my draw when I get to 100 subscribers. I'm busy putting things in my Etsy shop, so have a look at that. Be Divine Vintage, you might find something of interest. I do like this from Perrin. It was Angela Kerr that recommended this. This ribbon from Perrin Yarns, because it's this. Can you see how it's like all different shades of pinks and purples? This one, there's so many varieties. It's beautiful, beautiful. I've just ordered some more. I'll put the link below to the shop. They're all hand dyed. It's this little shop in Cornwall. Artie Maysland to us crafters. I like watching the Artie Mays because I like the sound of the gulls. And when I was on the Isle of Arran last week, I woke up to the sound of the gulls every morning. I thought, oh, lovely. I'm going to have to do a swivel around in a minute to get some butterflies. And some is silk, some is chiffon in this bundle. There we go. There they are. Very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. So there they are, sticking out of the journal. Let's go to the here. Just get some butterflies. I have to do like a major removal. I'd have had them ready, but I hadn't thought I was going to do butterflies. But now I am. See if I've got some cut. Yes. 1. 2. Ooh, that's a big one. Nah, not that one. 3. I think that's my hubby home. Is that you home, Ross? I'm just doing a video. 4. Just doing a video, Ross. That means I'll be having to go to bed soon to rest. So, 1. Doesn't bother me if they just stick up, if they're not fastened down perfectly flat. That's not the look I'm after. You know, I've never, well, apart from when they're not alive, I've never seen a flat butterfly. Perhaps I should have inked these edges first. I'm just doing a video. It's gonna go mad tonight. Now, because my son, who is in a new relationship and besotted, who I've cooked, well, I cooked a meal for us last night, and he said he wasn't coming home. So I said, never mind, it's a ragu, we can have it tomorrow. So it's all ready for tonight. And then he's rang this afternoon and said he's not coming home tonight either. So it's ragu for 3 or 2 even. Oh, I like that. Love that, how the fabric's just curling and the butterflies look as though they're flying as well. So that's the back side of it. There is the front side of it. Lovely. It's just lifting. Just notice that's lifting there. Oh, so now I'm going to have to go and lie down, have a cup of tea, and I'm going to have to watch crafting videos. It's just going to be exhausting. Exhausting. In fact, I'm going to put something down there. Not quite sure, but I think I'll put, I don't know. Mainly once it's stuck down, it could be alright. Be alright. Right, so let me just find a little pocket. There's a pocket with the snippet roll. Pocket with the snippet roll, because look who's dry. Looky, looky. How beautiful is he? So him, Cuthbert, I think I'll call him. Will he fit in there? Oh, do you know, I think he's too nice for in there. Too nice. I think he is going to have to go somehow on one of these centre pages. Far too nice for in there. Oh, he could go on the back, couldn't he? Let's just pop him there. Pop him there. So, I am also, if you remember, I photocopied, this is a sheet from Porch Prints, and I photocopied these the page onto acetate, and there's me thinking amazing. Anyway, it never dried because I haven't got an inkjet printer. I haven't got a laser printer, sorry, I've got an inkjet. So what was I going to do about it? Anyway, I sprayed it with it's a bit like got teeth. I sprayed it with matte sealant, and I can't find the bottle anywhere in this not very tidy craft frame, or else I would have shown you. It was a matte sealant. So I am going to fasten that onto there. In fact, I will do it now because I thought it would look really, really pretty. So I'm going to put that in place. I'm just going to eyeball that. I'm going to punch a hole there. Whoop. I'm going to take a pink a pink eyelet. Got two pink eyelets on it. So this is a vintage invoice which I treated with gesso. I'm going to put that through there and through there. So just for prettiness sake, I'm doing this top and the base. If I want to, I could have I got that lined up? Nope. If I want to, I could tie some ribbon or something through these, but I was thinking I'm going to put some form of journal jewellery. I'm just going to have to move it a bit closer because I am not getting this lined up, and I do not want to damage that very old receipt. Do I leave it as one? If I have it as two, I'm just going to leave it as one actually. That will lift nicely. And I'll probably put a pin in that with something attached. That's nice. And I'm also going to use these two acetates to make pockets. Let's have a look through. Ooh, it's quite pretty on the rabbit, but I don't want it on the rabbit. That is nice there. I'm going to go to the back because you tend to end up just doing everything at the front. That actually would go. No, that's a nice journaling space. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to put some glue along there, along there. Yeah, so I'm like so delighted now that I know how to print onto acetate and conceal it, so I don't need, because I'm thinking, oh, I've got to get myself a LaserJet printer now. So that, how fabulous is that? So you can get your tag, for example, we'll just pretend this is it. Put your tag in, and it's see-through. How amazing is that? Lots of stickers. I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to go to this other page. This one is flowers. It's like flowers and calendar. Just cut that bit off. Got a bit of a jagged bit corner. I'm going to stick. Oh, there. That look nice on there. Which way up? That way up. Oop. So I'm going to turn the camera off in a minute, and I am then going to stick in some of these beautiful flowers that I made. So I think this journal is heading towards completed. Just need to work on the front, and I need to add more dangles and a closure, and I need to add tags and things. So it's been lovely to speak to you all again. So I'm Sharon, and you've been watching Be Divine Vintage. Please subscribe. Find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram, find me on Etsy, find me on YouTube, all at Be Divine Vintage. Thank you. Bye bye.